Okay. Good afternoon once again. My name is Oshunbari Adebowale. It's toy in charge of FTP 216. And basically, we have covered two sections before. Today will be the last day of the lecture. We are looking at study section 3 today. All right. So study section 3 is about the egg quality, egg storage, and egg production. So what are the quality that we expected egg to have? And aside that, how do we store egg? What are the proper way of storing egg and egg production? Those are the three aspects, units we are going to look at today. So after today, we'll come to the end of this lecture. Then we'll be preparing for the exam, face-to-face facilitation and exam. So I wish you best of luck. So let's look at something we need to know. In this study section, you'll be introduced to factors determining the quality of an egg. There are some factors that you need to know. These factors are those important things that will determine the quality of your egg. Then how do we store egg so that it won't spoil? Then what are the production of egg powder? You know, when we produce egg, when we turn into powder, is another way to extend the shelf life of the egg. So we are going to look at this method, this production of egg powder too. So at the end of this study section, we are expected to understand the storage method. We are expected to understand the quality of an egg. What are the factors that determine the quality of an egg? So, and then you are expected to know how to produce egg powder. What is egg quality? Quality, from a literary meaning, connotative meaning, is the degree of excellence. Quality means degree of excellence. Yes, from my own definition. Egg quality can be defined as the sum of characteristics of food items that make it acceptable by the consumer. There are some characteristics consumers are looking for in the eggs so that it can be acceptable by them. And egg quality is a general term which refers to several standards, which both define the internal and external quality. There are some standards that will cover both the internal and external quality of the egg. When we're talking about internal quality, we are talking about the outside portion part of the egg, the shell, the texture. When we're talking about internal quality, we are talking about when we break the egg. What are we going to see in the egg? We'll talk about the egg, the yolk. What are the size of the yolk, the color of the yolk, the albumin, the color of the albumin, the white part of the egg. So those are the internal quality. So it connotes quality of the egg when you look at the internal and the external part of that egg. So external quality focuses on the shell. As I said, when you want to look at the external quality of the egg, you look at the shell. Okay, is it clean? Is it neat? Is it dirty? Before you can like it, before you buy the egg. I know many of us, when you go to market, before you can accept the egg that is quality, you first look at the neatness of the shell. Is that not? Yeah, you look at the shell. Is it clean? Is it dirty? You look at the texture. Is it thick? Is it tiny? And the shape, you look at the shape. You look at the size of the egg. Many people don't like small size. Yes, many people. Yes, most of us will prefer the big size or the medium size. So it's very important to look at those external quality for you to conclude that this egg is of high quality. So those are important things that you need to know. And internal quality refers to egg albumin. I said it. When you want to look at the internal quality, you break the egg. After breaking of the egg, you look at the white part of it, which is albumin. Then you look at the yolk. Then you look at the viscosity of that yolk. Is it viscous? Is it thick or light? You look at the shape of that yolk. So these are the important things. Let's look at the factor. Our objective number 1, factors that determine the egg quality. Factors. So when we start looking at the factor, we first look at the color of the albumin. The color needs to be white. Some are white, some can be cream or yellow. If the color of the yolk is dark, that egg has spoiled. If the color of the yolk is dull, that egg is not good. If the color of the yolk is not white, it's not cream, or it's not yellow, that means the egg is not of good quality. Yes. Then you look at the size of that yolk. You look at the size. The size of the yolk must not be too tiny, must not be too small. It must be medium or big size for you to accept it. That's what many people look into. Many people don't like very small yolk size. Then you look at the texture of that egg. Texture of the egg is another factor that determines the quality of the egg. The texture. If the texture is not that fragile, not that tiny, when it's too fragile, too tiny, it can be easily break down. So texture is very important. It has to be thick. Yes, the size of the egg. You look at the size of that egg too. Some egg will lay small size. Some will lay medium size. Some will lay big size. This depending on the size, depending on the breed of the hen. Yes, there's some breed that they will give them good food. They eat good food. They will give you bigger size or medium size. There are some breed that no matter how they feed them, they can't give you bigger size. So breed of the hen is one of the determinants of the size of the egg. Then you look at the color of the egg. The color of that egg. Yes, there are some egg that will be creamy in color. Some are slightly white, off-white. They are all of good quality. But when the color of the egg is as turning red, turning pink, turning dark, nobody will appreciate that. It won't attract customer. When we're talking about the consumer acceptability or consumer preferences, those are those things that you need to look into. Those are the factors that you need to consider before you can go for your stuffs, for your egg. Then we look at the age of the egg. If the age of the egg is not, when we have egg that is not mature in terms of the number of days, maturity depends on the age. If the number of the age is considerable old enough, you have egg that is strong. There are some egg that's not mature. They will be soft, they can be hard, they will be tiny and small. So it shows that egg, the age of that egg is not up to this standard. So just master those factors. I want you to just master this factor. You can jot it down, or maybe at the end of the class, I can share you the brief of this slide so that it will be as a customized note for you to understand very easily. You can ask for the PowerPoint after the class. I'll send it to your email. So let's move forward. Let's look at the storage of the egg. How do we store egg? How do we store egg so that it will extend their shelf life? It won't get ruptured, get spoiled on time. The general method of storing egg is to store egg in a ventilated room. When you put egg in your kitchen and there is ventilation coming in, then you put the egg on the crate, then you place it on your bench. Yeah, you allow the ventilation to come in. You arrange it very well in the crate. Yes, it can be stored for a very long time, at least minimum of a month, 2 months, 3 months, depending on the period you finish eating it. It won't get spoiled once the ventilation is coming into the room. Then another method, you can store egg too in your refrigerator. Yes, when you check your fridge, there's when you look at it beside the door, there are some spaces there that is meant for egg. So they factor it into manufacturing of refrigerator. You can keep egg inside your refrigerator with that low temperature. That temperature will keep it cool and it won't get spoiled on time. So those are the important methods of storage. So for your successful storage of egg, there are some conditions that must be considered. The egg that you want to place in the storage must be clean before you can store egg, and the egg can be extended. The shelf life of the egg will be extended and it will not get spoiled on time. There are some things you need to take note. First, you need to make sure that your egg is clean, very clean. You use your towel to clean it. You can use the towel to clean it one after the other. But mind you, you don't wash egg. It must not be wet to avoid spoilage. Then your crate, your packaging material, which is your crate, has to be clean too. Use your hand towel or napkin to clean it very well. Then you ensure that your room, your storage bench, you ensure that your storage bench is very clean too. You clean it regularly. You can clean it with your hand towel or napkin. You clean the bench, clean the crate, clean the egg. The tray has to be very clean. Then the storage room, where you store, there should be ventilation there. It must not be hot. You check the temperature, you ensure that heat is not coming in directly, or sun is not coming in directly. Are you with me? So you shouldn't be keeping your egg where there is ray of light entering the room, ray of light focusing the egg. It will get spoiled on time. So you ensure that that table or that room is very cool. The temperature is low. That's why the kitchen or the bench where you keep your egg, you ensure that the ray of light is not coming in. The temperature is very low. Then you ensure that it's clean, it's not dirty. The circulation of air is very important in the storage room. Are you with me? So take note of all the conditions. So I can ask you, okay, give me some conditions that are necessary for storage of egg. Yeah, you start giving me, starting from the egg. My egg must be clean, must not be wet. The packaging material must be clean, new, and odorless. My bench or my room must be clean. It must be clean, have low temperature. Ray of light must not be entering, and the circulation of air too. The circulation of air is very important too into the room. So you give me like 5 points there. So you are okay with that. Let's look at the last aspect of the. Let's look at the last aspect of this unit. Then we are looking at production of egg. So when you want to produce egg at this point in time, let's look at we want to focus on production of egg powder. When you produce egg into powder, basically, it's a mean of preservation of egg. It enhances its shelf life. Yes. You know, egg is highly nutritious product. Is a highly nutritious product, very nutritious because it contains some nutrients that our body needs for proper growth, particularly the children and the infants. They need egg. They need to be eating egg while they are small for proper growth and development of their brains and part of the body. Eggs are very rich in protein, in vitamins and minerals. Very rich protein, vitamins and minerals. So definitely they have vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin B complex, thiamine, niacin. B complex, they contain B complex. And the minerals, yes, egg contains some minerals too and protein. So to improve the shelf life and for ease of storage, when you produce into powder, it enhances the shelf life. And it can be stored for a very long period of time because the moisture content, the water in it has been removed. When you produce something into powder, you know, there won't be water in it again. That's dried off. You can dry it using the cabinet dryer. You can dry it, you can fix dry it. So the water has gone. So when there's no water, no moisture content again, the shelf life will be increased and you can store it over a very long period of time. The process, what are the process? Let's look at the process. How can you produce that powder? How can you produce turn your egg, your fresh egg, to powder. So these are the steps. You know, I just highlighted the step by step so that you can understand it easily. Are you with me? So the first point to produce your egg powder is that you break the egg. When you break the egg and remove the shell, when you break the egg, then you remove the shell. Then you put the egg. You pour the egg in a bowl or in a cup, inside the cup. After breaking the egg, then after removing the shell. So after that, then you mix the mixture is then filter. You filter the mixture. Then after the breaking, you put it in the cup. Then you filter it and store it at 4 degrees centigrade. Then you now take it to dryer, where you dry it at about 65 degrees centigrade. 65 degrees centigrade will dry your egg very well without spoiling, without denaturation, without spoiling of the minerals or protein or vitamins or minerals or all the vitamins, the nutrients generally in the egg. So then when you dry it, between 8 to 10 minutes, it won't be long. Between 8 to 10 minutes is enough for you at 65 degrees centigrade. So then you filter it and spray dry it. When you spray drying it inside the cabinet dryer, it will allow the egg to spread out in a thin layer and dry it very well. So you pack it and pack it in a packaging material. You can pack it in your PVC or polyethylene, nylon, polythene. You can pack it there and seal it. After the packaging, you seal it in form of powdered milk. Just in form of all those sachet milk, you know, they are dry. Powdered milk, they are dry. So you package it and seal it in the nylon. It is safe. So it can be there for long period of time. Just like, for example, just like your milk, just like milk, powdered milk. Yes. So that's the form that you have this powdered egg too. So anytime you need it, you just take it out, reconstitute, just reconstitute it. That means you put some spoon, like a spoon or 2 spoons you want to use, you reconstitute it. That means you mixed it with water. You mix it with warm water so that you now reconstitute into paste. Yes, it will be like paste, but you now use it for anything you want to use it for. Are you with me? Do you understand? So any question? Do you have any question? You understand the process of manufacturing the egg? I want somebody to, okay, let somebody give us the recap, just the brief recap of the process of manufacturing egg. You can do that for us within 2 minutes. Okay. Unmute yourself and talk to me. Just give us the recap of the process of manufacturing egg, powdered egg. And let's see if we all understand. Nobody?
Yes,
I'm listening. Okay, I'm with you.
You said during the process of manufacturing egg powder,
Okay.
you are going to break the shell.
Shell, first step, fine.
That is the first step.
After the breaking?
After the breaking of the shell, you are going to filter it. Are you with me, sir?
Yeah, you blend it. After breaking, then your egg and the, you have yolk and albumin, white and the yolk. So you have to blend, you have to use your spoon to blend it together. You mix it together before you now filter it. Go on.
So after filter it, so we now put it to heater.
Okay.
We heat and dry it. at 65 degrees centigrade.
Continue now.
Like 8 minutes to 10 minutes.
Okay, after that.
So after that, we filter it we pass on high pressure
spray dryer.
Spray dryer.
Spray dryer. It's just like spray dryer is in form of the spray machine. Just like you want to spray your insecticide into the room. So the liquid will be in the cup while you spray it in form of, like you are spraying, but where you spray it is a dryer. While you are spraying it, it enables it to come out in a thin film so that it can dry very fast. That's the essence of spray dryer. So thank you very much for that contribution. Yeah. So I want another person to give me the recap of this condition to be met for storage of egg. What are the conditions you need to consider? What are the conditions you have to consider for storage of egg? Somebody? Anybody? If you have idea, please unmute yourself. For storage of egg, what are the conditions you need to consider you must meet? No idea. Can anybody remind me what is the meaning of quality? Hello?
You said quality is degree of excellence.
The degree of excellence. Okay. What are the factors that determine quality egg?
There are two factors. There's internal and external quality.
Okay.
Egg quality.
Internal and external. What's internal comprises of? Can you explain better the meaning of internal and external?
This eggshell.
Okay, let's come to the end of the class. Don't let me waste much of your time. We've covered all what we need to know. So at this juncture, I wish you best of luck. By tomorrow, yes, check your LMS for the last quiz. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So check your LMS tomorrow for the last aspect of the quiz. So endeavor that everybody attempt that quiz. Now you will be having 3 quizzes. We'll be having 3 quizzes. First one for the first study session, another one for the second study session, and this study session too, we'll be having another one, making 3 quizzes that will make up your CA.